Every day we make choices. What to eat, what to wear, who to become. We're told we're free, that freedom is our birthright. But are we really? Or is freedom just another illusion we're too afraid to question? Philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre believed something radical. He believed that true freedom exists, but not the kind we want. Not comforting, not simple, not easy. Sartre believed freedom was terrifying, and once you understand why, you might never look at your life the same way again. From the moment we open our eyes in this world, the path is already drawn for us. We're told who we are, what matters, and what we should strive for. Go to school, get good grades, get a degree, find a stable job, fall in love, get married, buy a house, have kids, work hard, retire, die with dignity. It's all laid out like a highway, paved and polished, with bright green signs telling you which exit to take and when to slow down. And we follow it. Not because we truly choose it, but because it's all we've ever known. We mistake this path for freedom. We think we're making choices, but in truth, we're just selecting options from a menu someone else wrote. Sartre saw right through this illusion. He believed that this so-called structure of life, all these roles, expectations, and definitions, are nothing more than social fictions, comforting stories, pre-written scripts handed to us so we don't have to feel the fear of writing our own. He said, existence precedes essence, and with that one sentence, he flipped the entire foundation of how we see ourselves. It means you are not born with a purpose. You are not destined to become anything. There is no divine mold that defines you, no cosmic job description to fulfill. You exist first, naked, raw, undefined, and only then, through your actions, your choices, your will, do you create your essence. In other words, you are not a character in a story. You are the author. That sounds empowering at first, even inspiring. But the deeper you let it sink in, the more unsettling it becomes. Because if there is no script, then there's no one to tell you what's right, no one to decide what's meaningful, no one to blame if you fail. It all rests on you. That's the weight of true freedom. It's not about breaking free from cages. It's about realizing the cage never existed. It was always in your mind. And now with that realization, you're standing in an open field, directionless. No map, no compass, just you. And a terrifying, beautiful question, now what? So what happens when the map disappears? When you realize there's no grand design waiting for you? Just empty space in a lifetime of choices? You don't feel liberated, you feel crushed. That's what Sartre meant when he said, man is condemned to be free. It sounds like a contradiction. Condemned to be free? Isn't freedom supposed to be beautiful? Yes, and that's exactly the problem. Because Sartre's version of freedom isn't the romantic kind sold in motivational posters or political speeches. It's not the kind that feels light and joyful. It's the kind that feels heavy. He believed that once you understand there is no God, no predestined essence, and no ultimate authority, you are fully responsible for what you become. There's no one else to point to, no fate to hide behind, no cosmic script to follow. You make your choices, and you live with their consequences. That's not just about big life decisions, like who to marry or what job to take. It's about the tiny, mundane moments too. What you say, how you treat others, what you avoid, what you accept, all of it, you're doing. And if you choose to do nothing, that's a choice too. Sartre called it inauthenticity, the act of refusing your own freedom by pretending it doesn't exist. But deep down you know, that anxiety you feel, that existential weight sitting on your chest at 2 a.m., that's the cost of being free. Because when nothing is holding you back, you can no longer blame anyone else for staying still. And here's the brutal truth. Freedom without excuses is terrifying because it means you are both the sculptor and the sculpture, the player and the game. You're not just living a life, you're inventing one every second. And that is a burden most of us don't want to carry. So what do most people do? They run, not physically, but philosophically. They run from their freedom, from their responsibility, from themselves. Sartre called this phenomenon bad faith. Bad faith is the art of lying to yourself, convincing yourself that you're not really free, just to avoid the crushing weight of your choices. Let's say someone works a soul-sucking job they hate. Instead of leaving, they say, "I have no choice. I need the money. I have bills to pay." That sounds reasonable, but deep down it's a lie. Because the truth is, they could quit, it would be hard, it might be reckless, but it's possible. They just don't want to face the consequences. So instead, they pretend they're trapped. A parent stays in a toxic relationship for the kids. An artist never paints because life got in the way. A dreamer never moves cities because it's not the right time. All of it, bad faith. It's the performance of being a victim when you're actually the actor. And the worst part, the world rewards it. People will sympathize, they'll nod, they'll understand, because everyone's doing the same thing. We all wear masks, we all play roles: the teacher, the lover, the employee, the rebel. We mistake our identity for our essence, as if who we are today is all we can ever be. But Sartre would scream, "You are not a role, you are a choice." And the more you lie to yourself, the more you drift from what you really want. The more you numb that internal voice screaming, "This isn't me." So the question isn't just, are you free? The question is, are you hiding from your freedom? And if you are, how much longer can you pretend not to notice? Once the curtain falls, the roles drop, and you stand there, raw, afraid, painfully aware of your freedom. What do? You could panic. Most people do. But Sartre offers a different path, one that's harder, but more honest. He says, create. Don't wait for meaning. Invent it. Don't follow. Lead. You are not a fixed object. You are a process, an ongoing project that is always under construction. This doesn't mean recklessness. It means intentionality. It means you don't let the world decide who you are. You decide, and you keep deciding. Freedom isn't a one-time moment. It's a constant practice. It's choosing not to settle, not to surrender to fear or comfort or roles that no longer fit. It's saying, I don't know who I'll become, but I choose to try. You want to be a writer? Write? A leader? Lead? A kinder human being? Start now. No one is coming to grant you permission because you are already free. The real question is, what are you doing with it? And if the answer is not much, then ask yourself this: is that a choice I'm proud of? So, are we truly free? Yes, but not in the way we imagine. Freedom isn't easy. It isn't safe. It isn't comforting. It's raw, heavy, unforgiving, but it's real. You don't need permission to live. You don't need a script to follow. You are already the author, whether you admit it or not. And that means every second of hesitation, every excuse, every maybe someday is your own doing. Sartre didn't offer answers. He offered a mirror. And in that reflection, the question echoes: if you are free, what will you do with it? Because not choosing is still a choice.